Hey, how's it going? So, I was thinking, what I wanted to talk about in this video, what I wanted to share with you, was this coaching thing. So, I say it like that because, as I mentioned before, I joined this group before I found out that I was getting laid off. As far as like within the month, like, hey, you got 1 month left. This is your final date. So in there, I had joined the group, and they were talking about if you're here. After the first week was all about like meditation and why you're here, and what you not what you bring to the table, but like sharing your light. Like, you're here to share your light. You're a light worker. If you're resonated with this, if you were attracted to this, if it felt in sync with you. So when I found out coaching, I was like, oh, coaching, like, that's interesting. I mean, it makes sense. I've never thought about it like that. I've never thought about myself as a life coach, as helping others in that aspect. I didn't know what I would do to help others on a larger scale than just like co-workers and friends that would confide in me and talk to me. So with the coaching thing being what seemed like a fit for me, seemed like where I'd go, creating my own business and doing coaching and figuring out ways to be of service and just reflecting on ideas and thoughts on my channel, talking to you. So in doing so, as I took the course and as I started learning about what coaching actually was and building a business around coaching, I really learned a lot. Like, I learned how it can be more beneficial and helping. So while I wasn't sure about coaching in general, I listened to the program and I followed it, followed the advice, followed the instructions for reflecting on myself and for doing the exercises and doing the thinking and really just showing up every day no matter what, because I had committed to it. I even switched days off all around so I could make every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to this course. And when I finally, towards the end of it, you could raise your hand and ask questions. And I was listening to it live, and I had the opportunity to ask a question. I got picked. And so I asked, I was like, hey, so the course talks about coaching. Like, that's what we're going to do. Even if we build our business around something as far as our niche on what we're actually working with, it's still a form of coaching. So if that's true, as you say, that we were drawn here most likely to be coaches, what would I coach? Like, I listen to these people talk and they're transitioning, like, a lot of them out of their business where they're in a business doing this, and it is a form of coaching, and now they're going to step out on their own and try to replace their job with this business, or they're already working on the business, or they're trying to grow their business, but all around they have some sort of expertise, something they've done all their life. And I was like, I've survived. That's what I did. I took care of my family. I started working when I was 15, and I was like, I have a list of jobs because I thought it was so weird that a lot of my jobs are 3 month and 6 month, mainly because you get into a job and it's not the right fit. I dug in to myself and I thought about it and I reflected on the job itself. And then I decided that I would pursue something better, and I would immediately not leave that job, but I would start working towards finding the next job that felt like it filled the need financially for my family, but also didn't like drive me crazy, or it didn't feel wrong, But with that, with having several 3 and 6 month jobs and several jobs where I was well over a year, several jobs that were 3 years, and then some jobs that were 5 and 6 years. So from the age of 15 to the age of, I was at my last job for about 3 years before I got laid off, and I worked with them through a contractor for about a year, so it was almost 4 years. But I had 33 jobs from the age of 15 to the age of, I guess I'll be 44 this year. So in that short time, well, long time, short time, I had 33 jobs. That's like a lot of jobs. And I'm like, so what am I an expert in? If I'm to help coach others, if I'm to help people do things, I was like, what am I an expert in? I'm an expert in a little bit of everything. I haven't done oil field. I haven't done mechanic, but I work on my own vehicles, or at least I have in the past. I've not done welding as a job, but I know a little bit. I know enough. Not theory of it, but like hand me a torch or a welder and I can do a little bit. But a lot of it's been, customer service in a casino. I cooked in a diner. I've done a little bit of everything. So like, what am I an expert in? What services do I have to help others? And then as we talked, he's like, well, actually, I guess as he talked and I listened and I came back with my reflections, it appears as though having that many jobs means to some people like, oh, you couldn't hold a job. The truth is, I always took care of my family and my life. Our income, our lifestyle would get a little better and a little better and a little better. Now, granted, like I said in a previous video, just good enough or just enough to get by, or juggling, the juggle. That's a mouthful. That's where I was at a lot. I just got a little better and a little better and a little better, and always improving. And I was like, that's my whole life. Like, with the exception of my marriage, I've been married to my wife since since I was 17. Don't get me lost on years right now. My brain's like kaput as far as numbers. It's been a long day. But the point of the matter is, with the exception of my wife and my kids, and being there for them and my family, because family is the most important thing to me, and now I'm learning that I'm the most important thing to me, followed by my family. Me and but really family being me. Everything's me, like me and my relationship with this, my relationship with that. It all comes back to me in a non-selfish way and serving others. So through that though, 33 jobs, like also, split parents, only knowing my mom, but then my dad first, then my mom, living in California. Now in California, we didn't really move, but in Wisconsin, my stepdad, he moved to get better jobs. He was a machinist. Is a machinist. And so he was always upgrading his life, so to speak, looking for a better job. Not always. There was only a few jobs that I can think of off the top of my head that he worked. But we did move, And so with my family, we moved a lot as well. So the consistent change of movement, of employment, just navigating change in general, being able to be mindful and know what serves me and what doesn't serve me in the moment, being mindful of the possibilities of moving forward, and building momentum through those small decisions and small reflections to allow me to take that jump to the next job, while securing myself. I didn't just jump out of a plane. I didn't just be like, oh man, this job sucks, and quit it, or, oh, it doesn't feel right, or I don't like the way they treat me. So upon reflecting on that, it made sense after talking to him and then thinking about it, that the fact of that many changes, the fact of navigating change, that's where my expertise lies in, is in like assessing the situation, being mindful about it, pros, cons, if it doesn't feel right, and then decide what's the next move. And then later on, being laid off, I use that same mindset. I could have freaked out. I'm human. I felt sorry for myself at first because I worked so hard to get to that place. I got hired on after 6 months, but then I took an additional 6 months because there was a hiring freeze, and then there was COVID. So there was all these things that caused me to have to work hard to get there and to stay there. And then when I got there, I kind of coasted sometimes because it was such a physically demanding and stressful job. Not because of my coworker, just the nature of the job itself, the position I was in, the department. And then getting laid off, I used that same, momentum and mindset and being mindfulness. I used all that in taking a moment back to not stress out about it, to really reflect and say, okay, this is it. I'm taking time for me. I can do what some of these guys are doing, like take a small break and then jump back into the workforce. And that's fine, but that's not me. That's not what I'm meant to do. That's playing small. That's not being in service to others other than a small scale of being in service. So I owed it to myself to take time and reflect and finally figure out, stop floating around. I used to be like, well, I feel like a ship at sea with my sails down and my oars pulled in. It's like, and the motor's turned off. Like there's nothing. No matter what it is, there's nothing driving me. I'm just bouncing around the sea, going from job to job, just living my life, making ends meet. And what I realized is that I wasn't any of those things. It wasn't that I was lost at sea or just floating around meaninglessly in the sea, in the ocean. I had meaning. I was there providing for my family. I was there building myself up and learning and growing. I was there helping others. I was there teaching others and, helping them get through their things, helping motivate them and helping to fill them up spiritually, whatever the need was. But so it's kind of like that. I was in the ocean and I never went to land because I never decided what land was. I just stayed in the ocean from area to area, and I was continually battling. I was continually growing and defeating things and building myself up. So it's really a reframe of what I thought was like, oh, poor me. I just don't know what to do. I'm lost at sea. Somebody help me. Somebody see my potential and give me a destination. When it was really, I needed to realize that I needed to get the destination. No one's going to give it to me. I have to get it for myself. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, not the student struggles and whines and kicks a stone around waiting for the teacher to appear. So basically, I was able to use that same energy I had, and then this is really reflecting, this is what I'm meant to do. This is my calling. I don't like the word purpose because it means that, or I feel that when I say my purpose, we have lots of purposes and our purposes are always changing. Therefore, it's not your purpose. It's not your one reason to live here. It's in that moment, what's your passion? What feels right? Do that until it no longer serves you, and then do the next thing. And really, that's been my whole life. That's been my whole work career. And now I'm ready. I've been ready a long time, but now I'm laying the foundations. I've already laid the foundation, and now I'm just finishing it up for my coaching business. That's what I intend to do. And also in the process, this here is my stage. This here is where I connect to you, and I'm in service. I try to reflect on things. I try to just be my genuine self. I could be like, oh, I'm a guru. I have a business. I've been around for a while. I've got certificates. No, that's not me. The genuine me is I'm not on top of a hill waiting for people to come to me so I can tell them how to become enlightened. I'm climbing up that mountain and I'm looking down at the people around me and hey, heads up. There's a loose footing over here. Heads up. That's a good spot right there. I'm helping the people that are just a little further behind me to get to where I'm at while I continue to climb. And the people further down that I can't reach, that aren't for me, that maybe resonate with me and just get my message a little bit, so be it. I'm here for everybody. But more importantly, I'm here to to create myself into the person so that when my students are ready, I'm ready. And as I go and I teach and I help and I guide, I say students, I'm not a spiritual teacher by any means. I'm just simply sharing information. My intention is to share information to help others on the broadest scale possible, all the way down to the most personal scale possible. I want to have a little bit of everything for everybody so that I can help as many people as possible in as little ways as possible and as big as ways as possible. So I will let you guys know when I am ready to take on clients. I am not ready yet. I'm still got some wood burning, still got some fires in the oven. I can't think of that saying right now. Anyways, coals in the oven. But I'll let you know. But in the meantime, please just enjoy hanging out. Or maybe you're seeing this video a long time in the future and we're both laughing at how green I was, how wet behind the ears. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. This is all new to me. I'm just doing my thing and sharing what I can, putting out ideas. Some of these things right here that I talk about, I'm taking the time to sit down and create a few steps to go off of and then just go. And then some of the stuff I'm just talking from the heart, no direction, wherever it goes, it goes. Hopefully it helps you, motivates you, inspires you, gives you aha moments, knocks some of the cobwebs and rust and dust off of those gears in your mind or in your heart. But I'm going to hop off of here. You have a great day. Leave a comment below. Give it a like if you like. But leave a comment below if you have anything that you want to share. Anything at all. The good, the bad, the wins, the losses. Don't be afraid. In the sharing, be vulnerable. And in the sharing, you're not doing it for others to like your comments. You're not doing it for people to come rushing to your aid. You're doing it because when you get it on paper, when you get it on screen, when you get that out of you, it's an energetical transaction and you're getting it out and you can see it in all its aspects and you can deal and heal. So have a great day. Have a great week. If it's the weekend, have a great weekend. Love you guys. Love you. Be safe. Take care of yourself.